Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. I appreciate those of you watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Today we're talking about the show Fight for My Way. It's a South Korean show, came out a little while. It's about two young individuals, a young man and a young woman, who are just trying their best to get by and to eventually accomplish their dreams. Our young man here in high school, he was like a Taekwondo prodigy. He was really good, won all his matches. However, the final match of his career, he kind of threw it because he threw it to a rich person who's paying him off so that the rich person could become champion, but he accepted the money. Poorly describing this, he accepted the money to be able to pay his little sister's medical bills and help her get over the illness she has. That's why he kind of threw away his pride and accepted the bribe so he could help out his family. Our young woman here, her dream is to become like a newscaster, somebody with a microphone, an announcer, stuff like that. That's what she wants to do. And they're both at their current age, they're having hard times. They grew up together, so they're childhood friends, they're best friends, and we see their relationship. They have each other's back. When you're watching this, you'll love the chemistry between the two leads. You'll love that relationship between this young man and this one woman. They're always there for each other, there to pick each other up. If one of them's getting abused or bullied, the other one's always there to defend them. It's a special relationship. The show does a great job of covering that. So in a lot of ways, the show kind of covers social classes. Our two leads are not even middle class or like low class, like poor, just trying to get by doing odd jobs. Well, especially the young man's trying to do odd jobs just to get by. Young woman here, she accepted a job to be a service desk at a mall, but she still has that aspiration to become a newscaster or announcer. It's kind of hard to say because it goes back and forth. She just wants to be somebody who holds a microphone. That's her dream. Just anybody who has a microphone in front of people, that is what she wants to do. So while she's doing that, she has aspiration. While she's doing her service job, customer service job, she has aspirations to be this announcer. So she goes to job interviews and basically always tell her the same thing. She has no college degree. She has no experience. And she basically lays off the truth for many people who are in the lower class. She didn't have money to go to college. She didn't have time to do an internship to do newscasting or to be like or an announcer or anything like that, because she had to work to make a living. And so because of that, because she was busy just working so she could get by, she didn't get these experiences that these people are looking for. However, if they would just let her audition, they would see just how great she was on the microphone. And then our young man here, he gets a chance to kind of redeem himself, to get into Taekwondo. He kind of enters the MMA type of thing. And the guy that he threw the match to back in high school, he's now the champion. So this show does kind of really lay thick that those on the higher class are actively trying to do whatever they can to keep pushing down people who are in the lower classes. So for example here, our young woman, her nemesis is actually our male lead's first love. Her nemesis was somebody who did make it big. She was like a big news reporter type of deal. So anytime our female lead gets a chance to maybe make a breakthrough, her nemesis always uses tactics and her influence to keep her and push her down. So she's got continually to fight for her, like the show should, fight for her way, fight to get this dream accomplished. Even though she has many low points, she still has that confidence in herself that she can one day accomplish her dreams. Our young man here, his guy, he's rich. Now that he's like a champion, he's very popular in the MMA world over there in Korea. He's constantly using his power, his influence to like rig fights and stuff, and make it harder for our guy to accomplish his dream to become an MMA fighter. I don't know where else I want to go with that, but it does make a very good, show. Kind of like Rocky. You got to keep pushing and believing in yourself and overcome the odds. And like, yeah, it is true. Like if you're poor and you don't have anybody and you don't have the man, getting old, words are vanishing. You don't have the influence, not the influence, but the connections, I guess you could say, the connections to make it easier for you to like talk to, and people can speak up for you and give you the backing that you can need. It's kind of hard to make a breakthrough. And we see like these other two guys, the two people keeping them down. You got the guy who's rich, his dad had lots of money, so you can get this influence and get this backing that he needs. The girl, she married the girl who's the nemesis of our female lead. She didn't marry our male lead because she married somebody who was rich and powerful, and through that family she was able to get the support that she needed. So it's kind of like, if you get the money, you're able to get the influence, you're able to get into that inner circle and get people to help you, speak up for you, help you get the jobs you need. While if you're from the lower class, you have to basically have like twice the talent and the work ethic to those in the upper classes. But once you get there, then it's all bets are off. Once you get to that same level of them, my philosophy is, yeah, these people might have the influence and the power behind them, talking about the higher class people. But once they get that job, if they don't have the talent that they need to hold on to that job, they'll be out the doors. This is as much as anybody else, because, their influence and their inner circle might be able to get them the positions that they want. But if they can't hold water, if they can't carry their load, they're going to be out the door. And so, that's why a lot of people from the underclass, the underclass who work their way up, who does, because they have to do twice as much, they got to work twice as hard to get that job and to be appreciated. They're going to be more reliable in a lot of ways. I could go on, but I don't want to do a whole lecture here. Looking at some of the notes. Also, get some society pressure here. We find out that our young woman here, our female lead's mother, kind of abandoned her when she was a kid. She thinks she's dead. But we kind of get more into that story later on. And we find out, and this is kind of important to our society today, especially with like OnlyFans or fans only, whatever, OnlyFans, stuff like that, where you got more and more of these young women willing to do more of these acts that you probably shouldn't be doing in front of the camera. Our female lead here, her mother was like in the movies, and she had like a decent scene and where she was kind of nude, and this was back in the day, I guess. I don't know how Korean society is today or back then. However, there was somebody that's going to expose that this woman did a movie like that. I guess she was starting to become a movie star or something, but they're going to expose this past. So she did this scene that had nudity in it, and she was going to expose everybody. So out of shame, her mother had to leave, and she went to Japan. She had to kind of abandon her family because of this. So you kind of get, that kind of part of Korean or just society in general. You got stuff like that in America as well. And, reason why she kind of abandoned her daughter, because she didn't want her daughter to have to live with the fact people keep on making fun of her daughter and bullying her daughter because her mom once made that mistake or did that in her childhood. Then finally about this movie, every Korean movie, when it deals with Japan, you can really see that the Koreans really, really hate the Japanese. This movie is no different. Like, the Japanese are really brought out in a negative light. All you gotta do is look into Korean and Japanese history to find out why the Koreans hate the Japanese as much as they do. I don't think I've ever seen a Korean show where the Japanese are in a good light. They're always very bad, very evil. So you always get, every time the Japanese are brought up in a Korean show, that hatred that they have for the Japanese is out in the light. It's like over 100 years now, almost 80 years since they had to leave because of World War II. But, you know, all you got to do is, like I said, just look up what the Japanese did to Koreans so you can understand why they hate them. But, you know, anytime you watch a Korean show, it comes out, especially when the Korean show brings up the Japanese in any form of light, it's always hatred, pure hatred. Which, you know, and then you talk about and then the Chinese, anytime the Chinese are in their shows, it's always 50-50. I see shows where the Chinese are terrible people, are evil, and then I've seen shows where the Chinese are good people. Chinese, 50-50, Japanese, always bad. Anyways, we'll recommend this. Fight for My Way is a good show. You can find it on Victia. I'm going to give this a solid recommend. So give it a try. You'll enjoy it. Two leads have great chemistry, great characters to follow, to root for. You got great characters to hate. And you got some characters where you like and you'll hate them as well. Getting late here into this video. Didn't even get into the second leads in that relationship. And that's a good relationship to talk about. But I'm going to end this. Have a great day and bye.